Hello, everybody. I am the Bubble Bandit, and I cannot be killed with conventional weapons. Today, we're going to be recapping the events of Resident Evil that lead up to the release of Resident Evil 9 and kind of what's going to happen based on what we know from trailers and what we've seen from interviews. Now, the biggest question on everyone's lips is who the fuck is Grace Ashcroft? And that's a great question. Grace Ashcroft is the daughter of a figure who has already been in a Resident Evil game. Granted, it wasn't a mainline entry. She was in Resident Evil Outbreak from 2003, and I think she also might have been in Outbreak File 2, is that what it's called? From 2004. Those games were not very good, so a lot of people didn't play them. But essentially, Alyssa Ashcroft, Grace's mother, she was an investigative journalist. In her story, in Resident Evil Outbreak, there are multiple endings, some where she dies. Clearly, that is not the canon ending, but she is someone who will do anything for a story, and she will make sure the story gets out there. And if you've played Resident Evil 7, you'll know that she was still an investigative journalist during those events in 2017, as there is a newspaper that you can pick up inside the Baker house that she has written, and it's even signed by her and everything, which I thought was kind of a cool touch. When I did my playthrough, I did go have a look at it. I already knew it was there, so I didn't really need to go and do that, but I did it anyway, so that's cool. But in her story, in Outbreak, she shows up to this place, which is an old, abandoned umbrella facility. Because of course Umbrella's involved in this. Why wouldn't they be? she gets her mind wiped. Yeah, and then she just slowly picks up the memories again, like over the years. She then manages to expose Umbrella for all their shittiness and survives a serial killer. What was going on is the doctor who was the head of that facility, that umbrella facility, his wife was infected with the T virus, which is the virus that caused the outbreak in 2 and 3, as well as the same virus that occurs during Resident Evil 1. And I believe he was looking for a cure for her, and then it just ended up getting everyone else infected. So, bully for you, Doc. Well done. You smashed it. He then turns out to become a serial killer, and Alyssa somehow comes back into his life, or rather, she finds him again. I don't know why I worded it that way. I have no idea. She then has to survive from said serial killer and escape Raccoon City before the bombs drop in 1998. And then, she keeps doing her investigative journalist stuff. She's reporting on shit. And then that leads to her suspicion, as you can see in the newspaper clipping that's probably on screen now. If it's not, then I already put it up. But maybe I'll put it up again so you can see it again, because why not? And obviously, at some point, she ended up having her daughter Grace, who is an FBI agent. I'm pretty sure she's like a data analyst or something like that. I don't really remember what her job role is. They did say, and then I forgot. And I know what you're thinking. Bandit, why don't you just look it up? I'm lazy. My computer is right there, but I'm too lazy. You know what? Fuck it, let's do it. Okay, apparently Grace's job is she is an FBI investigator and technical analyst. So I was kind of right. Would also make sense why she knows how to create viruses that will kill zombies just from their blood. Oh, yeah, that's something Grace can do, by the way. If you haven't seen any footage from RE9, sorry, you're about to, and it's probably going to be spoilers. So, there was probably a warning at the start anyway, I'm not that much of an asshole. But yes, Grace can create a drug that explodes zombies. It's one of her weapons, which, to be fair, it's very strange, right? Let's be clear about that. It's very strange, but it is quite cool. It is pretty cool. You can't lie. And if you don't think it's cool, then you are lying. But yeah, it's cool. I think it's cool that she can do that. I think it's quite swell. So she has been sent to Raccoon City, not to find her mother, because her mother is dead, but her mum has some information that she needs to find, and for some reason they send her in. I get this like, oh, no one's going to know her mum better than her own daughter, but I don't know, just something about that seems like a bad call from the FBI, you know? But, I mean, that's pretty much all we know about Alyssa and Grace. That's worth noting, in my opinion. There are some much better videos that dig into just Alyssa that you can find pretty easily. They're very interesting videos if you like, you know, the whole character profile, deep dive stuff. Similar to what I do, but to to a much more professional extent. Then you should go check them out because they are out there and they are all really interesting. If you want to know more about Resident Evil Outbreak as well and why it sucks, you'll probably just find out through those videos because they're kind of ass. Resident Evil Outbreak File 2 is much worse than 1. They both suck, but it is what it is. Can't all be winners. And now to the other protagonist. You already know him, Leon Kennedy. Now, here's the thing with Leon. We know the man well. He's looking old in Resident Evil 9. He's looking old. He's meant to be like... He's in his 50s. He's in his 50s now. And I should also note, Resident Evil 9 is going to be set in 2028. So 2 years from now. You know, you can do maths. I'm sure you could have worked that one out. I don't know why I had to explain what year is going to be in 2 years' time. But, you know, that's great because I will be 30 then. But anyway, Leon Kennedy. If you've noticed from the trailers, he has this giant black mark on his neck, which he kind of seems to keep hidden, but albeit not too well. And from the latest trailer, he's got these black marks on his hands that kind of look like mold. Ooh, it's not mold. It's not mold. What is happening to Leon is, as he states in one of the most recent trailers, which kind of just focuses on Leon primarily, he says that of the survivors of Raccoon City, they're all infected, and 6 of them are dead. Now, whether they're dead from the virus or not, because Alyssa is a survivor of Raccoon City, and I'm pretty sure she didn't die from the virus. I'm pretty sure she was killed, if it turns out that she is actually dead at all, because they might do a laptop McTwist and pull a fast one on us. But of those 6 survivors, you know, Leon being one of them, we also have Ada Wong, we have Claire Redfield, we have Sherry Birkin, we have Carlos Oliveira, Jill Valentine, as well as probably just like a handful of civilians. Oh, we've also got Kendo as well. Kendo lived, and Hunk. But Hunk is... his name kind of stands for Human Unit Never Killed. So, plus he was in like full, like, hazmat. You know, he had a gas mask on, a helmet, army fatigues. You know, I don't think he would have been infected. You know, he was never exposed skin to skin with that. So I think Hunk's fine, if he's even alive still. Now, here's what I think's going to happen, by the way, in this story. I think there's going to be 2 endings, potentially. Ending 1, Leon carks it. Leon's dead. Leon gives his life to save Grace. Almost called her Ashcroft then. I think that would be a very heroic ending for Leon, very in character, as he kind of, his life is secondary when he's on a mission. And I probably would assume his life is secondary just in general, you know? He seems like a very selfless man. And I believe the second ending will be, since Grace can apparently work on a cure or, you know, has a hypodermic needle to stab zombies with, explode. I think maybe she'll make a cure for Leon, and subsequently Ada and whoever the fuck else is alive, considering that 6 are dead. So, I'm hoping they don't kill off characters off screen. I mean, Carlos I wouldn't be too mad about. It would suck having to live in a Carlosless world, but he isn't really a major character. We haven't seen him since Resident Evil 3, which kind of says a lot about how Capcom sees Carlos as a character, kind of like one-trick pony, not very good for anything, even though he probably would have done quite well in 5 and in 6, considering they were more combat focused and not really survival horror. But, you know, what can you do? There is also, Hannigan has been replaced. Now, whether she's been fully replaced or she isn't just working with Leon on this mission, who knows? Perhaps Leon has even gone rogue, which, honestly, again, kind of sounds like Leon. I feel like he would do this. I feel like the FBI would be like, no, you're not that important. We don't need to. You'll be fine. You've done your job. But I think Leon will be like, fuck you, dude. Or maybe he'll even have just retired and he's just doing this off the cuff. Because it looks like, and some fans in the comments of the most recent trailer have been saying that the new Hannigan is Sherry Birkin, which would be cool. It would be cool if it was Sherry Birkin. Most likely is Sherry Birkin, considering she is also a survivor of Raccoon City. But it also could be Ashley Graham. Why? I don't know. I'm pretty sure she just went on to live a normal life after the events of 4. But I also think she joined the agency, the FBI. So maybe she did do that. I don't know. I can't really remember. No one really cares about Ashley other than 4. Let's be honest. But, you know, Sherry would also make sense. I don't know how Sherry would be infected if she has the T virus already, oh, the G virus, actually, my bad, inside her, when her father injected her with it, a small dose. But, you know, just because you have one virus, it doesn't mean you're immune to another. So, who knows? But anyway, it's also important to note that Ada is most definitely going to be in this game, right? She just is. Because the game's director, Kurosawa, he said in an interview recently when someone asked him, is Leon married? What's going on? What's Leon's marital status? Because that's something we all need to know. The men and the women. We need to know if Leon is available or not. And he didn't give an answer. Well, he did. But he just said that you need to replay 2 and 4, which clearly I've already done, because he doesn't want to say anything, doesn't want to spoil anything. But the only consistent woman in both of those games is Ada Wong. So it seems like Leon and Ada did actually finally get together. Whether they're still married, whether they even got married, or, you know, whatever's going on there. I have a feeling that they might not be together. They may be divorced, or maybe they are still together. But either way, Ada's going to show up at some point to help Leon, maybe to help Grace as well. And I don't know, I just feel like Ada is gonna show up near the end, and there's gonna be a real tearjerker moment between Ada and Leon, and maybe they never got together at all, and perhaps maybe Leon's dying and they confess their love for each other. And then have a nice little smooch on screen. Wouldn't that be nice? That actually would be nice. I think I'd cry, to be honest. I actually do. Thinking about it, I'm getting teary eyes. But anyway, now that we've spoken about Leon, Alyssa, and Grace a little bit, I kind of want to answer a question that a lot of people seem to be having. Even I've said that like I'm some sort of fucking representative of Capcom. No. So, a lot of people are saying, damn, Raccoon City looks in pretty good condition for a nuclear bomb. I thought it was a crater. It wasn't a nuclear bomb at all. I think it was a hydrogen bomb, which, you know, still fucking deadly. Still will wipe out everything. But buildings won't fall quite the same as you would expect, because it's not nuclear radiation, it's hydrogen, and that shit, you know, it's the lethality is still there, the destruction not so much. So that's why loads of buildings are still standing. That's why Raccoon City Police Department is still, or the Raccoon Police Department, as they've done RPD instead of RCPD for some fucking reason. That's always annoyed me, by the way. Why didn't you do RCPD instead of just... Wait, why did you do RCPD? Why didn't you do RCPD and instead of RPD? There we go. Fucking hell, why did that take so long to get out? But anyway, I'm just going to move on from this. This is a question that's never going to get answered for me. Yeah, anyway, that's why the building is still standing, as well as lots of other buildings around. It's kind of not going to have that effect. Plus, we don't really know where the bomb fell specifically, and its distance to the police department anyway, because there is craters. There is a fucking crater where the bomb dropped. You can see it, but it's just not going to have the same destruction effect that you might think it would. But yeah, that's kind of the most of the questions out of the way. When this video comes out, it will be out. Resident Evil 9 will be out, and I am currently playing it as we speak, most likely. That is if the game doesn't drop at 5 o'clock, which would suck for me, because it means less time to get a video out. Man, this Resident Evil 9, I'm going to have to get through this game quick, which kind of sucks for me. But I'll still take my time with it, and then get the edit and everything done. It will still be ready for you within the week. So, yes, next week is Resident Evil 9, finally. And I know what I'm doing the week after that. I'm doing a game called Marathon. Ooh. Anyway, that was enough of rambling. If you liked this video, I know it was a little bit all over the place. I kind of really enjoy doing these types of videos where I just info dump without a script. It's kind of fun because my mind just goes all over the place and can't stay focused because of ADHD, which is super. So yes, that should be interesting. I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you do like these types of videos, then do let me know, because they are fucking chaotic. I need to stop saying all the fucking time, because it's a bastard to edit. What did I just say? What did I just say? Anyway, I hope you liked this video, and I'm still doing it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want, I guess. It really actually does help engagement. I don't think people seem to realize commenting on videos is super important for small creators like myself, because it will give us more reach, and if they see that more people are commenting, then they will push it to more people, because then that means it's more open to conversation. So leave a comment, please. They mean a hell of a lot, and getting people to comment on videos is insanely hard. So this is just me asking you to comment anything. You know, you could just leave like a little poo emoji if you wanted to. That would still mean something to me. So I appreciate it very much if you could do that. And like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video for Resident Evil 9. Okay, right, be good people. Bye.